So MAGA, do us all a favor. Come here. We need to have a little discussion.
Well, yesterday we had 48,000 people at the Easter hunt. They call it the Easter roll at the White House. And we had all eggs. And as you know, the cost of eggs has come down like 93, 94% since we took office. And they're pretty much normally priced now. Great job. Our Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, did a very good job. But groceries have come down.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we don't just follow the headlines. We dig into what they mean for real people. Today, we're covering a moment that's being called everything from tone deaf to flat out cruel. Donald Trump just appeared on national television and claimed that the price of groceries, and eggs in particular, have dropped drastically. But instead of applause, the country clapped back hard. Why? Because for most Americans, food isn't cheaper. It's more expensive than ever. And when the president says otherwise, while families are rationing meals and watching their SNAP benefits disappear, it feels like a slap in the face. This isn't just about numbers or economics. It's about dignity. It's about the widening gap between those in power and the people they're supposed to serve. And if you're one of the millions who've walked out of a grocery store in disbelief after seeing your receipt, this video is for you. Before we get into it, hit that subscribe button to stay locked in with the facts they won't show you on cable news. And as always, deep gratitude to the journalists, creators, and everyday Americans whose posts, reporting, and voices made this story visible. This is your work. This is your moment. We see you, and we thank you.
I think it's actually working out better than we anticipated. Did you see oil prices? Did you see gasoline is now below, in many cases, in many states, below $2 a gallon, $1.98, $1.99, $1.97?
Well, my question, sir, is when the stock market spiked, you said this is the Trump effect. When the numbers weren't so good earlier this week, you said it's the Biden effect. Are you only taking ownership of the good numbers and not the bad numbers?
Well, I think he did a lot of very bad things, and despite some of the bad things, we're overcoming them. But he was bad on the border. He was bad on the economy. We had the worst inflation in the history of our country. Look, Biden gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country. People, it didn't matter what they made because they were losing their shirt because of costs. Now take a look at what happened. Oil is down, gasoline is down, groceries are down, eggs. You were the one that asked me. You asked me about eggs. It was the first week. I didn't even know anything about what were you talking about. Egg prices were so high you couldn't buy eggs. They didn't have any eggs. And they said Easter is going to be a disaster. Well, we had Easter at the White House, and we had thousands of eggs, and they were down 87%.
Yeah, a lot of that, of course, spike was because of bird flu. But when does it become the Trump economy?
Why do you say that?
Well, tell me,
we had the same bird flu as he had. And the egg prices are down 87%. But nobody talks about that. You can have all the eggs you want. We have too many eggs. In fact, if anything, the prices are getting too low. So I just want to let you know, prices are down.
There's Donald Trump talking about the cost of eggs. And he said no one's talking about the fact that egg prices are down 87%. You know why? Because that isn't true. He also said there's too many eggs and the prices are actually too low. And so now we are in one of two situations here. Either this man has lost it mentally and he is living in a world of make-believe where everything he says is true, or he's a pathological liar and we cannot believe anything he says moving forward because anyone with a brain, with a phone that can look up information knows that egg costs are not down 87%. So I don't know where he's getting this information from, but it is alarming on a bigger level because this man is lying every time a camera is put in front of his face, and he is the leader of the free world. We all know egg prices have not gone down, something he said he would fix on day one. Another lie from the biggest liar of them all.
So today, Donald Trump declared in the White House that the price of groceries, and especially eggs, have come way down, all thanks to his presidency so far. Don't listen to me, listen to Donald Trump say it himself.
But if you remember my first week, I was standing here, Paul, and they were screaming about eggs. The cost of eggs have gone through the roof. They were up like 500%, crazy, like 4 or 5 times. And we won't have eggs for Easter, they were saying. There will be no eggs. You can't order eggs. They wanted us to order plastic. in the shape of eggs. Well, yesterday we had 48,000 people at the Easter hunt. They call it the Easter roll at the White House. And we had all eggs. And as you know, the cost of eggs has come down like 93, 94% since we took office. And they're pretty much normally priced now. Great job. Our Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, did a very good job. But groceries have come down. It's all coming down.
Please do not let Donald Trump insult your intelligence and gaslight you into thinking that groceries are cheaper than what they actually are, because you're the one going to the grocery store and paying the bill, not Donald Trump. You're the one suffering because Donald Trump is making everything more expensive thanks to his tariffs and trade war that he's created with the entire globe.
They've already seen it get much better. The price of groceries are substantially down.
No, they're not. Are you kidding me? If you would drag your Cheeto Pup-looking face to a grocery store, you'd see prices are through the roof. I'm over here clipping coupons like it's my second job just to bring prices down. But I do give you credit. You do produce something more than any other president has, which is super affordable. Bullshit sandwiches. And these people are eating them up.
What Trump said and why it blew up during a televised press event. Trump smiled into the camera and confidently stated that grocery prices have dropped drastically, with eggs being his main example. No charts, no qualifiers, just a sweeping statement that, in his words, was supposed to show economic progress. But what it did was ignite a firestorm, because Americans know what they're actually paying. 2. Receipts don't lie. The internet responds within hours. Thousands of social media users posted photos of their receipts, showing egg prices well over $5, meat nearly unaffordable, and produce becoming a luxury. TikTok and Twitter exploded with videos of frustrated parents, college students, and seniors calling out the lie. One user posted, "Trump says prices are down? I just spent $142 and didn't even buy meat." Another wrote, "I'm living on canned soup and crackers, and he thinks this is a victory?" These aren't isolated anecdotes. They're the shared reality of a nation in economic crisis. 3. The bigger context, snap cuts and food insecurity. Trump's comments came on the heels of two major blows to food access in America. A 30% budget cut to SNAP, food stamps, pushed through the National Assembly under Trump's leadership. Multiple GOP-led states banning SNAP users from buying Juneteenth staples like red soda, desserts, and barbecue. Moves widely seen as targeting black cultural practices. So when the president says food is more affordable, he's saying it while making it harder for poor people to buy any food at all. 4. Experts versus propaganda. Economic experts immediately pushed back, pointing out that core food prices remain elevated, especially for essentials like meat, dairy, and fresh vegetables. Yes, inflation may have slowed slightly in some regions, but those marginal improvements haven't reached the dinner tables of struggling Americans. So is this gaslighting, a diversion, or just ignorance? Either way, it's dangerous. Cultural and political fallout beyond economics. This moment deepened public resentment. Many feel this is part of a broader strategy to erase poverty from the national conversation. Trump's team wants to project strength, control, and prosperity, but reality tells a different story. For people scraping by paycheck to paycheck, this felt like the president laughing at their pain. And now, that anger is turning into resistance.
So MAGA, do us all a favor. Come here. We need to have a little discussion. All the way up until November, the guy promised you he was going to lower prices on day one. He then, a month later, walked the whole thing back and said he wasn't going to lower prices. He also said he was going to lower gas prices, which you guys said you cared about so much, but his tariffs are increasing that too. He also claimed for several months that with a single phone call on day one, he could get on the phone with these two countries and end the war in 24 hours. He is currently 94 days in office, and he has resorted to screaming on Turd Social about how he wants Schmooten to stop the fighting. Not even anything diplomatic, just shouting into the void. And while he sits there telling Schmooten to stop the fighting and to stop attacking, he still blames the guy who was attacked for the peace talks not going well. And now, after he's pulled aid from that country that was attacked, He's now saying that he's going to move on from that conflict and he's just not going to do anything with it, which then leaves that country defenseless from Russia, while he simultaneously attempts to evict millions of people from Gaza, which is a war crime, so he can level the country to the ground and turn it into rich people resorts. So MAGA, after all of his promises that he has made to you, and then he has walked all of them back, completely lied about everything he said he was going to do, and so far in office, he has done absolutely nothing to help you personally. In fact, he has been taking away your rights, he's been taking away your benefits, your Social Security, your Medicare. The Republicans just voted to gut Medicare in Congress. Why do you still think he is the best president and such a great negotiator? He went from, I will stop this in 24 hours, to almost 3 months later going, just stop it already. He does not have a plan. He is an idiot. I'm attempting to take the high road here because when people do eventually come out of the cult, they are going to need support. But it is very difficult when you keep defending a man who is actively destroying the country and taking away everything you have. And when this man continues to promise you the world on a silver platter and make you a millionaire, when you still are head over heels in love with him, even though when he delivers that supposed silver platter with everything you've ever wanted, and it ends up being a paper plate covered in cold shit.
We're 16 weeks into Trump being president, and he went from saying he was going to lower the price of groceries on day one to glossing over the fact that a recession is coming. He was interviewed by NBC earlier this week, and he said that a recession would be okay in the long term. To go along with Americans struggling to afford basic necessities, Trump is attacking the Digital Equality Act. This act brings internet access to veterans, elders, and rural communities. He's claiming that this act is racist and unconstitutional, despite race only being mentioned in the non-discrimination clause. It's funny that he's claiming this act is unconstitutional because he said this earlier this week.
Don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know. I have to respond by saying again, I have brilliant lawyers that work for me.
Trump is doing nothing but harming Americans by ignoring the incoming recession, dismantling services that help working class families, and disregarding the Constitution.
All right, Trumpers, come and get me. Hey, listen, I'm coming to you from the Sam's parking lot, okay? Grocery prices is absolutely out of fucking control. I'm pretty sure I heard that dumb fuck say a few times during his campaign, groceries, groceries, groceries. We're lowering them day one, lowering them day one. I'm pretty sure there's not a damn thing lower than this motherfucker. I'm pretty sure everything is fucking skyrocketed. And every single body in here that I've watched, and I've observed them pretty closely, it's kind of watching what they're spending, watching what they're buying. Buggies are not fucking packed full of shit. This is going to cripple America at the end of the day because all these people are having to figure out, should I buy the bullshit turkey? Should I get the fucking eggs? Hell, don't get the eggs. Or do I put gas in the car? Like, it shouldn't be this way in America. This is one of the richest countries that there is outside of like fucking Dubai. But no. We put dumb fuck in there, and he's going to continue to run this bitch into the ground because you fucking MAGAs. It's real shitty what I see going on in this place. It's real shitty what's going on in America. Hence all the blue need to fucking back the blue because the fucking red's destroying America. MAGAs, thanks for fucking us.
So let's say it plainly, Americans aren't stupid. They see the prices. They live the struggle. And they're not about to be told their hunger is imaginary. Trump's statement wasn't just wrong. It was insulting. It was a reminder of how disconnected power can be from pain. And the fact that he said it so casually only makes it worse. Let's hear from you. Are your groceries cheaper? How much are you paying for eggs, milk, meat, and fresh produce? And what do you think this says about Trump's priorities? Leave a comment, share your receipts, and keep this conversation alive. Thank you to all the content creators, citizen journalists, and community advocates sharing real experiences and real numbers. You are the front line in this battle for truth. We see you, we uplift you, and we'll keep fighting with you. Like, share, and subscribe so we can keep pushing back against spin, gaslighting, and cruelty. Until next time, stay awake, stay grounded, and stay together. We got each other, and that's what they're afraid of.